right, man. What's up, everybody? I hope you're feeling good. First, off top, I'm sorry that I wasn't here throughout the last part of the holiday season into the new year. But for what it's worth, again, belated happy holidays, also belated happy new year. I'm back. I'm doing my thing. I've been swamped lately with so much to do. The reason I wasn't on here making more content or getting it out is because I had my hands full with my side service, and that just pretty much took up a lot of time. I mean, I literally was working on Christmas Eve. Like I was the last person. I was at the getting rid of materials, and I was the last person at the dump facility. If you don't know, I have a small business called Best Junk Removal here in the Inland Empire as well. And a big shouts to all my people in the Inland Empire, SoCal, West Coast, and all over, man, because I love connecting with all of y'all. Again, I'm King A.D.S. If you don't know me, if you already know me, then I'm happy to have you back. Make sure that if you enjoy the content, or if you're just watching this video or finding me for the first time, that you like, subscribe, share, come along for the journey. Add to what I'm doing in the comments. I'm just here in the workshop, or here at the pad, just getting some things done. As you can see, I have a creative element behind me. It's not like over the top extravagant. I'm not that, don't have it like that. But yeah, it's a mess right now as well, because I have everything exploded because I'm working on new material, music wise and things. So I've also been writing in the background, and now I'm recording stuff like that. And I do, like I have always shared and expressed with you guys, like I don't do everything alone, but I'm pretty much a one-man army on most days. So I have a lot to get to and cover all those bases. And if you're like that too, that I know you feel where I'm coming from, yeah, you get a big holler from me. You know what I mean? More flex to you. Let's go. Eat those vitamins, brother. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it going. Let's keep it elevated. But so that's what I've been up to. And I just hope that everything has been bearable for everybody, and or even if you're thriving, I wish the very best for everybody, friends, family, everybody around you. And also off top, yeah, big shouts to all the people suffering in the LA wildfires right now. It's a big, crazy thing, an unprecedented thing. No one's ever seen anything like it, and is always kind of flirting on the fence of getting close to that level. Like I've expressed in other videos, there were times in the past where we've seen really crazy, out of control fires here in Southern California. Actually was rocking shows in one of those years way back in the days, where it was like a huge line. They called it the line fire, and the line fire then was growing all the way from Orange County, LA County, into the Inland Empire area. For those who do live here, know what I'm talking about. It was some years back, and the winds were crazy, and the fire was crazy, and it was getting over to the hill like Chino Hills, and then also was reaching over by Diamond Bar, right over there by Kellogg Hill, and all that stuff. So it was just coming in closer and closer. Then last year we had the fires that actually hit right here in the Inland Empire as well. You know what I mean? So we just getting all this fire, which is crazy. But big shouts and blessings and condolences to people who have lost people in these tragedies, as well as people who just lost so much. And my heart does go out to you. And it's just been so much going on. I'm just trying to squeeze in some time to share some sentiment, as I have not had really a lot of time to the edgewise to even pop up for air and present anything. So here I am. In light of that, also moving on, so many things to touch on today. So also with the UFO stuff, which is weird too, we're having more and more sightings, and people are sharing everything, which is amazing. I'm watching some people's content out there, and they're capturing, sharing other people's clips, how they capture everything, and it's very interesting. And it goes back to what I was saying in 2019, right before 2020, when I had my experience for the first and only time, when I saw something go across the sky, and I just kind of said, I don't know what it is, but it fits a description of what you would call an unidentified, something unfamiliar. We could even say that, unfamiliar flying object, right? It was unidentified, but we could say unfamiliar too, because it was like, not quite it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, like I've seen a lot of stuff fly through the sky. And I said, no, this doesn't like kind of fly through the sky, it kind of skips across on top of the sky. It looked like different, you know what I mean? But I knew at that point, I shared it then. I said, if they're letting me see it, then something's about to change. So, all my life, I haven't seen anything like that. So ever since then, I've seen some things that are questionable from time to time, way up in the sky. And seems something to be to do with, if you ask me, has something to do with distance and angles of light and things like that as well. It could be as well. I'm sure there's other people, no, it come from different portals and dimensions and different things up. More power to you. That's all right too. I'm not saying I don't agree with that either. I'm just saying also it seems to be like we have a lot of these incidents around the winter is what I've noticed. And that's when it happened for me too. And it's happening again. And each time it happens, I mean, it does happen throughout the year, but it seems to be like a ramp up around the winter area. And I noticed that the moon, in our rotation or whatever, we're kind of close to the moon, because you can see the moon by like 3:30 in the afternoon sometimes, you know what I mean? So it's not uncommon to be, in this time of year is what I would think. Yeah, but very interesting what's going on. And also to follow up with the things from that experience, that like at that time, as people talk about, oh, I got these downloads, right? Well, I kind of can reason with that a little bit, because I feel like I was getting directed a lot, and the information I would come into and stuff that I would read or take in as if it was in perfect timing, like in alignment for something. Then it got to the point where I felt like I started learning so much that if there's anything that I could do my part with and share, then I should, because if I could tell you there's a hole right there and you're gonna fall in, and I just let you fall in, I'm kind of a jerk, right? So, I mean, I can't tell you what to do or lead your hand, but I can direct your gaze towards something for you to check it out, as well, and see what you come up with on your own. But yeah, at the time it got to the point where it was so much that I kind of got freaked out. You know what I mean? I was like, well, okay, big dog, why are you trying to get me to pay attention to all this stuff? And some of the things that I should share the pay. If I can find the pages, I'll share them with you guys too. But I wrote this stuff down, and it was really weird. I was like in suspicion, so I'll just keep like an ear open and an eye open, just like, but I'll keep living my life. I never let anything dictate what I've set out to do and how I want to be in this world. So that's a deal I make with myself. But I'll always keep an eye and ear open towards it, so just in case something does happen, I can say, aha, I've seen this before. This looks familiar. But it did get to the point where it was like, if so much is going to happen, why are you telling me what's coming? It kind of freaked me out. And then some of the things on that was natural disasters on a unprecedented scale, that will set things back. Some people said tsunamis. I didn't so much get that, but it's happening. But it is happening. But I did get earthquakes, fire, stuff like that, and that is also happening. And the earthquakes are the causes of the tsunamis, which is, you see what I'm saying? So it's like, also there's more about this planet too. That's also strange. This is not a stable place. We just happen to exist in the windows of when it's staying still enough, is what it's seeming to look like to me in the big scale of things. So this place has a lot of surprises and twists and quarks that we just not ready for. We just never seen them. We've heard about them. They've even written about some of them, but we just never been around to see them. So possibly that's why, and other people have said, possibly that's why all these souls incarnated here. Very, ominous way of explaining it, but nevertheless, bears some truth right there. It does seem like maybe there's some sort of an energy funnel, or maybe something we just don't understand, but humans seem to exist in the time where we need to bear witness to so many things, and then for some reason it seems like the story starts over one way or the other, which I also think is strange. But yeah, but those things I also mentioned, and before I went out on a limb, I didn't know if it would work, but I said, hey, I'd rather try, and I shared those predictions, my guesses towards what could be possible before in older videos. I'll make sure that I try to share some of those videos at the end, so you can click on them or whatever, and then you can check out those too. Like I said, I'm not the type of guy who is really always going to be able to be up here, but I do this because I enjoy it nowadays, and it's a good feeling to be able to share something with good people out there. And I'm a music guy first and foremost, so also it gives you a different side of me, which I get to express and share with you as a regular person versus like any kind of entertainer or personality or what anything would try to make me out to be. So here I am, and I like that, so that's why I'm here. But yeah, you can I'll let you guys check out those too. So I'll make sure that I remember to put those in the at the end of the video or whatever. But also in those also was also strange that there were two visions for the future that I got, which one of them was like a shared vision of what this other guy explained, who called himself a time traveler. But now I'm starting to get weirded out because this dude also said that Trump will be president twice, and this dude is about to be president twice. So that's really weird. I don't know how many stars need to move to make that coincidence, but it's really eerie. I've seen eerie things like that in my own life before. I mean, this is weird. So who knows, right? Or is it a big script? I don't know. Everybody, we're just in a play. No, but nevertheless, though, yeah. So one of the visions was a contribution society. They also talk about these 15-minute cities too. I'll share this dream I had again, but the societies would be separate from the rest of the societies, and those within those societies will be like what you call smart societies or whatever, very technologically advanced and such, where you have privilege to all this technology as long as you're interfaced with it. But they also would separate that from what you call old society, which they would start to run a campaign against and call them uncivilized, savage, dirty, disease riddled, dumb, so on and so forth, and where you have this split off from society. And in those societies, though, they would probably live in what this other guy expressed, which I can see happening. And I also kind of got a glimpse in, it's no other way to say it, man. We get these things, we just ignore them, but they kind of in here, you know what I'm saying? And it was contribution society. You don't really have a job, you just do things to aid whatever, and you earn credits, you know. You have the social credit score nonsense as well, which is an absolute madness. It's a bad idea. We have a long track record of bad ideas. But yeah, contribution societies, stuff like that. But at the same time, you'll be separated from the normal people or just regular people, but you'll look at them demonized. So that was there. Also in a dream I had this dream a long time ago. I was a teenager, and in the dream there were these large, tall, cylindric building structures, and they were all attached like to these highways, like, big freeways, bridges, whatever you want to call them. Not like primitive looking, but very nice looking. Some of the cars came in on tracks like Minority Report. So it was probably a mixture composite in my brain working things out, but nevertheless, it gave me a vision that was amazing. And also flying into the top, like a helipad is when you have a landing area on the top of a building for like a helicopter, for like an aircraft that could touch down. So I had like a big helipad that could fit multiple vehicles like that, and it wasn't helicopters, but it was like these bus type people movers floating through the air. And in these cylinders, see these big columns or these big structures, what you had was different things on different levels. So you could do all your shopping, you could do all like a central hubs they had, like, so you can, and some people did live there too, but more or less it was all these different stores and functions on each level, you know what I mean? And so it was strange. And my point of view in the dream is as if I was in someone else's body, which I also find strange. But I was halfway familiarized, but then I was also trying to catch up, like as if I was in Quantum Leap, like I'm in someone else's body and I don't know what's going on, kinda. But then there's a familiarity, like I've always done this because I'm here. So my view was from the top view, flying in on one of these bus things or whatever in the dream. So that I find interesting. But also I found interesting in real life that there is a place. Is it? Gosh, where is it again? It's somewhere here in the U.S. I feel like, but there was a architect a long time ago, and I only saw this like 2 years ago. But I didn't know that yeah, there was a vision. This guy was building these tall, tall cylindric type structures, and it was made to kind of do what I just said. You know what I mean? So I thought that was strange. Another thing that's strange about the contribution society concept is if you look close enough in different areas, like years ago, I was doing some, finding out how to market things, and I look all over the world. I look at different avenues, what's a possibility and what's not. I take it into consideration. One of the things that caught my attention was these things called what were they called? D points. It was in Japan, and I've mentioned this before too. But D points, which means digital points, which is you can do things to earn these digital points. It's like spending your money at Dave and Buster's and getting Dave bucks, or Chuck E. Cheese and getting Chucky coins, so on and so forth. Going to Bullwinkles or wherever, Boomers or wherever, and just getting exchange, and you can use that currency there. And so, yeah, like shows that they're considering like this split off in the digital currency world versus the physical currency world and things like that. And what are the different avenues and possibilities? I've also seen things that were done in like Korea or somewhere as well too, where people were like earning credits. Like this guy would be going to the bathroom and earning credits to the point where he could have a cup of coffee or something like that. It was very interesting. So there were rewards attached to trying out this system too. So it just, so you can see, I'm running out of time on my recording here. I only have like 23 minutes left, and I'm at 16 minutes. So I'm going to try to speed up things. But the other way the vision could have went was absolute blackness. Just to mention that, just, I don't want to freak anybody out, but that's what happened. I had the vision of the contribution society, like the other gentleman mentioned, which I thought was strange. The other type of things I mentioned as well that I observed. But then on the other side of that vision, whatever it was absolutely nothing. It was just black. Unfortunate. And maybe that's just a malfunction on my half, but it was black, you guys. So just want to share that with you. Overall, I just wanted to say big shouts. If you're here still, please do like, subscribe, come along for the journey, be a part of it. Check out all the music, check out all the talk videos and topics. And yeah, man, just trippy times that we're in. And I just wish the best for everybody. Like I said before, big shouts and condolences. My heart goes out to everybody suffering through any disasters or turmoils around the world. I really feel deeply for that and hope that we all make it through. We will make it through. Resilience is one of our best character traits as humans. And let's vibrate at a high frequency always. Until the next time, I love y'all. Peace.